Paul Cully last updated 10/29, August 21, 2017. Squire was one of the All Blacks' standout performers in the 5,434 win over the Wallabies. Opinion 1. Frustration yes. Surprise no. A lot of what we previewed in the past fortnight unfolded on Saturday night. The Rico Ione threat. Tick. The Wallabies' vulnerability in the first hour. Tick. The All Blacks were a freight train you could see coming from a mile off. Forget the month's preparation, the Wallabies were underdone, and that in itself is a reflection of the terrible Super Rugby seasons most of the franchises endured. Paul Cully says heads must roll after the Wallabies' big Bledisloe Cup loss, starting with centre Samu Kerevi, who was embarrassed by Ryan Crotty. The second factor is that the Wallabies coaches seem unable to rectify some of these problems. Defensively, Saturday was a nightmare. Read more. Mark Reason Wallabies hit all-time low. BLC's promise. All Blacks rumble to Bledisloe test win. Player ratings. All Blacks liner. Wallabies lacking basics. Checker blames doubt for loss. Bledisloe Cup full coverage. As early as the 7th minute, the All Blacks had a 4-on-2 on the Wallabies' right-hand side. Later, Liam Squire confessed he was shocked at the room he was given for his first try. Tevita Kuridrani scored a try off the bench in Sydney and could get the nod ahead of Samu Kerevi in the number 13 jersey. Poor old Curtis Rona. On his debut he had Ben Smith to handle, but then was pushed in to defend at centre at times as the Wallabies tried to hide Kurtley Beale and Bernard Foley. They were all at sea, and that's a Wallabies problem, not just a Super Rugby 1.2. Changes are coming. Dane Haylett-Petty should return to the Wallabies for the Dunedin test. Coach Michael Checker indicated there would be too many changes, but I can see 4 possibilities. Samu Kerevi has to go. Not even Queenslanders are sold on the big man's defensive nous, and he was targeted by the All Blacks again and again. Tevita Kuridrani must surely replace him. On the wing, Dane Haylett-Petty is cert to return if fit. Stephen Moore has exhausted his chances and Tatafu Politano should be back, while Ned Hannigan's anonymity opens the door for Lipeti Tamani, who actually seems to relish playing against the All Blacks. Tatafu Politano is pushing Stephen Moore for the Wallabies' starting hooker spot. 3. The kingdom for Ryan Crotty. Is there anyone in Australia who enjoys defending, who enjoys its strategies, the mental side as well as the physical? I don't think there is. When you look at blokes such as Johnny Sexton and Owen Farrell, no giants, what is it about them that makes them great defenders? Lipeti Tamani seems to relish playing the All Blacks and should start in Dunedin. In part, because they are great talkers and great competitors. They love the challenge of shutting teams down. It becomes a matter of pride. And so it is with Ryan Crotty, who is now probably the world's best midfielder. When he went off early in the second half, the All Blacks started to give up points. They're just isn't the same line, speed and authority without him. The lack of a Crotty is one of Australian rugby's great shames. 4. Is there reason for hope? Yes, there is. For all of the Wallabies' faults, they have in the past shown an ability to improve as the Rugby Championship goes on. Under Checker, Ewan McKenzie and Robbie Deans, that first test of the year against the All Blacks has frequently been unkind, but by the third test the gap has narrowed. That's a narrative that Wallabies fans would love to change, but it has become a recurring theme, and there were glimpses of attacking quality in the second half. Let's not get carried away. It would be ridiculous to praise the side for at least showing something when a 70-point massacre looked possible. But until the broader problems with Australian rugby are solved, the Wallabies will continue to walk into a hammering in that first Bledisloe Cup test of the season. 5. Sonny Bill Williams may not play on Saturday. The TV cameras caught the big midfielder reeling back from heavy early contact and struggling to stand up, and it was a surprise that the medics didn't bring him off. New Zealand have been pretty careful with head injuries, so it would not surprise if that incident is picked up in review and Williams is asked to sit out a week, even if he has passed all the necessary tests. With Ngani Laumapi waiting in the wings, Williams' absence is unlikely to bring the Wallabies much relief, but I also wonder if Sam Whitelock will get a spell in Dunedin and whether halfback Tawera Kerbalo is edging closer to some game time off the bench. Team of the Week 1. Joe Moody New Zealand 2. Malcolm Marx South Africa 3. Koeni Oosthuizen South Africa 4. Brodie Retallick New Zealand 5. Franco Mostert South Africa 6. Liam Squire New Zealand 7. Jacko Creel South Africa 8. Kieran Reid New Zealand 9. Aaron Smith New Zealand 10. Beauden Barrett New Zealand 11. Rico Ione New Zealand 12. Sonny Bill Williams New Zealand 13. Ryan Crotty New Zealand 14. Raymond Rule South Africa 15. Damian McKenzie New Zealand Stuff.